Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Facebook free, Instagram free, Twitter free. Oh, gosh. Heart of Christ Ministry. Reverend Shaun Robert Grant here and happy to be with you as always, because I made this announcement yesterday and, you know, no longer on social media at the moment, taking a long extended break geared towards the ultimate cultivation of creativity. So with that being said, ladies and gents, if you need to contact me, don't contact me on social media. Contact me through email or through text message if you have my number. Other than that, that's the only way you can get to me. All right. But once again, because my StreamYard is linked to my Facebook, thank you for tuning in. Hope everybody is well in Facebook land. And everything is going fantastic. And we got a great show for you today. I'm Reverend Shaun Robert Grant. In case you don't know, it's right down there. And I am excited about today's message because this is definitely one of the things that I use in my own life to really ensure that, one, more importantly than anything else, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling on point. Two, to allow it to affect the way my life unfolds, right? And so whether you believe it or not, it's true. Whatever it is you believe or don't believe, it's true, because that's how our universe works, right? But I do believe in this law, and I do believe that this law is truthfully something that is fantastic in every sense of the word, and that is the law of expectation. But before I get into that, just like I said a moment ago, this is real quick, guys. If you have any questions, any prayer requests, any feedback, anything you'd like to share with me or with Heart of Christ Ministry, please feel free to write us at ShaunG04@gmail.com. Once again, I repeat, I am not on social media at the moment. So send me a message through email if you have anything you'd like to say or you'd like to share, for that matter. Prayer requests, once again, I am a minister. So let's rock out with you with that if we need to. And then moving along, if you feel this message today benefits you, if you felt messages in the past have benefited you and you were low on funds before, but now you're balling out of control, by all means, feel free to sow a seed. There is no pressure. This is only love. If you do decide to give today, your generosity is greatly appreciated. VENMO, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, ShaunG04@gmail.com. I think I deserve to receive for every message I do. That's the law of expectation. Ha! All righty. So as you're getting ready to prepare to give to me, let's talk about today's message. And you know what? Here's what I want to do real quick. I'm not going to do the entire 30-second segment, but I want you to get into the habit of continuing to do that, because this ties into the law of expectation. This ties into what you expect to happen, which we'll get to in just a bit. Where's my abundance? Where's my abundance really enables you to focus your mind on expecting abundance to show up in your life, because guess what? It's prevalent. It's there. It's current. It's everywhere. You just have to see it. And once you begin to see it and learn how to see it, you begin to expect it. And if you expect it, guess what? It's going to show up, because you'll see through a quote that I'm going to share throughout here. We don't get what we want. We get what we expect, right? We don't get what we want. We get what we expect. If you're expecting abundance, guess what? You're going to get abundance. If you're expecting lack, you're going to get lack. Whatever you expect, because your expectancy is tied into your belief system. Okay. We'll get into that, but I just wanted to convey that. And I want you to remember to do Where's My Abundance? I'm going to bring this back at some point, maybe even next message, but I just, like I said, just want to take some time to touch on it. So let's get back into our message today. Prospering the easy way, the law of expectation. Okay. And so this goes so far back in our lives that we almost have to revisit what life was like growing up, what life was like, in middle school, in high school, in college, our early 20s, if you're like me, almost 40 now. We have to revisit those times because we have to figure out what type of expectations were we working with. And more oftentimes than not, your expectations are going to be rooted directly from the people who surround you, right? So, I mean, you can pull this up, but there's so many studies as to how the expectation of the teacher will affect the effectiveness, the IQs, the intelligence of their students, right? Whether or not they believe in them or whether or not they feel like they're not very smart, that plays a big part. Getting to your parents and like all types of authority figures when we're kids, the authority figures around us, our parents, our uncles, our brothers and sisters, our siblings, everybody, their expectations of us determine what we have the confidence to do in life, right? This is why it is so integral to surround yourself with people who expect the best out of you, even if they're hard to deal with at times. Okay, I can tell you from my own experience, I was sort of in a position to where, so I followed football for a long time, and you know the story. And I don't want to get in too far into it, but I followed football to reach a certain goal to go to the NFL, and that didn't happen. And so when that didn't happen, the expectations that the people around me had were lowered, and that affected me because I cared immensely about what people expected of me. And when it came down to a place of them not really expecting much, that affected my life. Now, today, it doesn't really matter because I don't need people's approval in a sense. But at the same time, the people that you're closest with, like my wife's expectations of me, my expectations of her, and everybody that's closest to us, those play a big part in how and what we receive out of life, because it's like that whole osmosis thing. We receive that energy from the people that we're surrounded by. And so we always want to make sure that energy is lifting us up, right? That's why it's so important to lift each other up. That's why, I say, send me a prayer request. I'll lift you up in prayer, because sometimes that's all it takes to push somebody to the next level of consciousness, right? So when we're dealing with the law of expectation, prospering in a sense of prosperity, it just comes down to asking yourself, and it's so very simple. It comes down to asking yourself, what do I expect out of life? What do I really expect out of life? Not what do I wish for, not what do I want, but what do I expect out of life? And in some cases, and I'm telling you, if you find yourself in this case right here, and that I'm about to explain, it's okay, right? If you expect to wake up, semi early, make breakfast, get on your phone, watch a little bit of TV, go to work, do your job. Don't really do too much, but don't do too little. Just do enough, right? Come home, kick it, go hang with the fellas. Weekend comes along, go out for a bit, and then repeat. You're not going to get very much out of life. Now, if you're okay there, and you're truly okay and happy there, which I don't believe that anybody could be, that's fine. But there comes a time when whatever is in the heart, well, not whatever, but the presence of the divine that's in the heart that urges you to want to live your very best begins to scream forward. I can remember this happened to me around 2007. I was in New Orleans, and I just a strong urge came forward, because I had to learn how to expect more out of life, because what I just described was me in my mid-20s, right? Just kind of flowing along, not really doing much, wishing to do more, but not really having the drive or the belief or the expectancy to move forward with it, right? So what am I getting at? I'm getting at, if we're going to get the most out of life, if we're going to prosper in a way that does not kill us, right? Prosper in the easy way, we have to set our expectations on fire, and we have to think big with those expectations. Okay, so in number one, Dr. Milton Erickson, better known as an NLP hypnotherapist, he coined something we call Ericksons Law of expectation. And this shit is staggering. This is like, and you know what? I believe it. I hadn't studied any of the evidence, but I know from my own life that this is true, right? And the reason I know it's true is because every time I've ever performed, I will spend time not just meditating, I will spend time revving myself up. I will spend time expecting the very best out of myself and believing it as I expect that best. And it never fails. I can always perform at a high level, no matter what the arena is or what it comes down to at any point in time, right? It's because of Ericksons Law that I am able to put myself into a position to succeed, because that is what I expect, right? And it'll be something along the lines of, I expect to be the best. I expect to win. I expect to succeed. I expect to prosper. I expect to be rich. I expect to be happy. I expect this is my birthright. And I'll pound my chest and I'll get revved up. I'll get the emotion involved in it, because then all it does is just create an entirely new state of being, right? And when that new state of being is created, guess what? Your expectancy has been effective, right? So let's read this law real quick, and then I'll explain a little bit more in depth as to how this can work and work in your life as well. So Erickson's Law states 85% of what you expect to happen will. It does not matter if you're expecting negative or positive things to happen, it will happen. And so this is big, because if we are in a state of fear, if we are in a state of, well, I'm afraid this might happen. You know, we talked about the whole coronavirus thing yesterday. If you're in a state of fear, guess what? There's an 85% chance that that's going to happen in your life. I don't want to take that chance. I don't want to take 85% chance that what I could fear could eventually happen. So guess what? I choose not to fear. I choose to step into faith, right? And so I'll give you a prime example of how this works, of how expectation basically helps us to manifest the circumstances that we want in our life. So for a while I was training. For a while I was doing an early morning situation where I was waking up, and I would just wake up maybe 30 minutes, 25 minutes before I had to go train, and I just felt like right. And what I noticed is I wasn't expecting much from myself with that, right? I just kind of was expecting myself to get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, feed the cats, roll out of bed, go train. In no way, shape, or form was I in a mindset or a state of being to succeed under any impression, under any circumstance was I in a state of mind to thrive like I'm used to. So you know what I did? So we'll say, for instance, the session starts at 7. Instead of waking up at 6:35, I would set my alarm at 5:15. Right. And at 5:15, I would wake up, I would meditate, I would connect, I would go through affirmations, I would go through mind training, this thing that I do to enable myself to really get my energy going, to really get my thoughts moving in the right direction. And I would spend anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes just pumping myself up, just telling myself what I expect from myself, and what I will not lie to you. In doing that just one time, what I found, the differences I found in just that simple shift were going into the training with a much, much better attitude, with a happier attitude, with a more positive, successful, like I would go into the session knowing I would be successful even before I even started. I had more creativity by doing that, right? I had more energy. So whereas before, I would basically just find myself, dragging towards the end and then having to take a nap afterwards. I was still on fire. I felt like I could train, or I feel like I could train for 4 hours straight because I had that type of energy. I created that state of expectancy in what I was doing. And it was a simple shift of preparing myself, expecting the best from me first, and being able to produce the best from that expectancy. And that was just one instance where I saw Milton's Law just really sort of come alive, right? I can remember being on movie sets when I first started out as an actor, and just being really nervous until somebody who's seasoned would come and tell me, man, you're doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Keep doing your thing. Keep thriving. You're killing it. And immediately something would rev up in me. It's because that expectancy, they expected me to do my best. And I took that and embraced it. And it gave me a sense of success that I didn't have before that would unfold. Right. So before I move on, once again, I just want you to know it's 85% of what you expect to happen will happen. Right. It will happen. Prosperity. This whole thing is about prosperity. So if you're expecting to be broke at the end of the month, guess what's going to happen? If you're expecting to struggle, if you're expecting to get a headache from your bills, if you're expecting all these things that do not serve you, that's what you're going to get, right? I had to look at my own life. I was expecting to get all the way down until I had to manifest more money, right? I was expecting to not have many opportunities because I felt like certain things weren't happening, and I had to take a step back and contract into myself as opposed to expand into the universe. That's all expectancy. But when I started to say, I'm supposed to thrive, I expect to thrive, I expect to prosper, I expect to receive money every single day, I expect to receive money from every different possible outlet and channel that I expect it. And I said that with belief. I said that with feeling. Everything changed, right? Money just started just coming in. Come on in. Let me come in. Just let me count you real quick. Don't even expect, not even directly expecting it, but just from doing that and creating the state, you become a beacon for it, right? So remember that 85%. Expect the best, right? Why do anything else? Because it takes the same energy to expect the worst or expect the best. Why not choose the best, right? So moving on from Ericksons Law, stayed on that one for a long time. Number 2, just like we talked about, just begin to speak prosperity over your life with expectancy. Begin to speak love over your life with expectancy. Begin to speak health over your life with expectancy, right? So let's really look at how amazing the universe is in showing us that we can really expect whatever we decide, whatever we desire, whatever we choose, we can expect. So we all wake up and expect the sun to rise in the morning. We all expect the sun to set in the evening and the moon to come out right after it, right? We all expect it to be light outside during the day and then be dark at night. And so if you look at, right, these simple aspects of life and how easy it is to expect it, do you know the same amount of energy goes into manifesting, money, resources, opportunity as it does in the expectancy to wake up every morning and brush your teeth? Isn't that something? The truth right? And I call it a truth because I feel like it's such a strong truth that we have to know. The truth that I am going to wake up and brush my teeth has the same amount of energy as it would if I say I'm going to wake up and I'm going to manifest prosperity in the most wonderful way possible, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, couple dollars here and there, whatever it is. It takes the same amount of energy. So what stands in the way? I'll tell you what stands in the way. What we're speaking over our life and whether or not we surrender to the fact that the universe can get it done. Because when we say we're going to wake up and brush our teeth, we're not, well, I hope I can brush my teeth. I hope nothing stops me from getting to the bathroom. I don't trip over anything. No, you just say, I'm going to brush my teeth, and you expect, right? And there's no force and push and pull. You say, I'm going to brush my teeth in the morning. That's my expectancy, to brush my teeth and wash my face. And guess what? You do it and you manifest it with ease. So you can take that same energy, right? Try it tonight and say, you know what? I'm going to manifest prosperity tomorrow. Whether that's $20, $50, $100, $1,000, $10,000, whatever it is, I'm going to manifest. I expect to manifest prosperity. I expect to manifest prosperity. And then don't think about it, right? Because if we think about it, we start pushing and harping on it, we delay the universe. We stop the universe in its tracks, right? But if we just plan, if we just expect. And so the beauty with expectancy, and I had to learn this lesson, is that you don't get attached to it, but you just keep doing it until you see what it is that you expect comes alive and comes to the forefront, right? Just that simple. I expect to be in perfect health. Like I woke up this morning, I said, I expect to succeed. I expect to be in perfect health. I expect to be happy all day long. I expect to carry a high vibration all the way until I go to bed, and I'm going to carry it while I'm sleeping as well. I expect this of myself. I'm speaking. And when I say prosperity, I just don't mean money, even though I talk more so in reference to money because it's a money ministry, but I mean prosperity in the sense of how does Reverend Ike used to say it? Peace, health, love, happiness, success, prosperity, and money. He used to call, well, I said prosperity, but that's basically what prosperity is. That's what we mean when we talk about it. You got to speak it over your life, right? Because the moment you speak it, you send a ripple of energy, of thought, substance, divine substance energy throughout your life for that day. And even if it doesn't change circumstances, you know what it does that is really amazing? It makes you feel good, right? When you wake up and you say, I expect to succeed. I choose to succeed today. I choose to thrive. I choose to be fulfilled. And you say it and you say it until you feel it. That changes your life. It changes your life in so many ways, but it changes you from the inside out first, which is how true change unfolds, right? So all we need to do is just begin to speak it over our life with expectancy. Begin to speak prosperity over our life with expectancy. Begin to speak health over our life with expectancy. And you know what? Don't get deterred if it doesn't happen right away. Just keep doing it. And as you keep doing it, you're going to keep feeling it. And as you feel it, man, feeling gets the blessing, right? But your words have power. Biblical scripture, life and death are in the power of the tongue, right? My words shall not return to me void, which means whatever I speak out into the universe has a ripple. It only takes a small, minor amount of energy to move the universe into action. And that energy is thought, right? What are you expecting? What are you speaking over your life with expectancy? Make sure it's something that's going to serve you, right? All right. And so this ties in to what I just said. I don't know how I do that, but it just kind of flows that way. Never settle for less than the expectancy of life's very best. Never settle for less than the expectancy of life's very best. And this just goes without saying. Like, would we really manifest as human beings, as spiritual beings having a human experience, when we really choose to manifest, okay, and come to this life to struggle, to pass out, to talk to our fellow man and woman and say, oh, life is so hard, even though it is in the beginning until you really understand it. But would we really manifest as souls having a human experience to expect the worst out of life? Would we really do that? Would God want us to do that? I was praying the other day, and I was out at the lake back behind my place, and I got this revelation, and it says, life exists for you to enjoy it. Life exists for you to enjoy it. Life exists for you to enjoy it. Right? And so I started thinking to myself, there's only one power, right? There's only one power. That power is love. That power is God. That power is the divine that is working in our favor, in every sense of the word, right? To help us to be, do, and have the very best of life, right? And so as I begin to rehash this over and over in my mind, like, life was never about struggle, right? The struggle comes in when the thoughts are faulty, when the conditioning of the mind is faulty and not set in true divine alignment with the joy and the happiness and the love that we have within. That's when life gets hard. But if we set our minds and we set our expectancy on life's very best, you could basically say all day long, I expect the best for my life. I expect the best in every area. I expect the very best for my life right now, moment to moment. And that would shift your life into a place where you start seeing the best of stuff. You know what I started doing? I just put this shit on steroids, right? Before I step into the store, I was at the store today, and I'm just affirming how I expect the best experience ever once I go in the store to take care of this, get everything I need, feel good, feel happy, inspire people along the way. And that's what happens. Literally, my mind is set to go and allow that to happen because I spoke it over my life, and because I'm not just settling for just a mediocre experience. I'm only settling for the best, right? When I open my bank account, I look at it, I expect the best. I expect to be thriving financially. I expect to have hundreds of thousands of dollars and eventually millions of dollars doing what I love, but also having money coming in as easily as possible. I expect it. I expect it. I expect it. This is my destiny. This is life's best. This is what God wants for me. This is what I want for myself, right? And that was a mock-up of what it would look like. But even then, it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. And that's the biggest thing ever in life, is to feel good first. Feel good within first, because then everything else follows from there, right? No matter what it is, feel good first. Expect whatever it is that you want, because here's the thing. God, the universe, all that is, the divine spirit, always says yes. Always says yes. When you expect and you believe and you put faith in that expectancy and you don't get discouraged, right? So let me clarify this. I don't want you to get attached to expecting stuff. I just want you to do it. And if it doesn't turn out that way, guess what? Okay, I'll come back the next day, right? Case in point, I was saying I plan to manifest some form of money every day. I'm a prosperity teacher. I'm going to be working on being a prosperity master. I want to help the world to basically expand their incomes and their revenue and everything. I expect to manifest money every single day through some new channel. I expect it. So guess what? Did it happen right away? Absolutely not. But at the same time, it doesn't stop me from expecting it, but not being attached, right? And that becomes the beauty, because guess what? You just realize, okay, I'm just moving one day closer to what it is that I've set to my expectancy of life's best. And it's just that simple. It's not taking it personal, but it's understanding the universe always says yes. It's never going to be a time where it says no and it stops you from having something that you truly desire to have that can help you live the very best life that you have, because life exists for you to enjoy it. All right. So with that being said, this message is concluded. The law of expectation, prospering the easy way. And so we didn't even really do so much on prosperity when I think about it, but at the same time, I know it was beneficial. If you get an opportunity, go look back on it. We got recordings here on Facebook and on YouTube as well. And yeah, feel free to share it as well, guys, because I mean, ultimately, here's what it comes down to. It comes down to helping humanity through the gifts that we have. That's my expectancy, right? That's the only thing I can ask for, is to use the gifts that I have and share it with the rest of humanity. Okay, so feel free to share that once you get the opportunity to. I expect you to share it. All right. So if you have any questions of any kind, anything that I can help you with, any type of prayer request, send me an email, ShaunG04@gmail.com. We will get to it as soon as we can. Like I said, I'm here to help. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to uplift. I'm here to exhort as I can and where I can, because guess what? Every little bit helps. Every little bit counts. Looking forward to your email if you choose to go that route. And then once again, guys, no pressure here, but at the same time, if you find this message beneficial, if you found messages in the past beneficial, and you want to donate to this ministry, that is greatly appreciated. No pressure at all. This is all straight through love. I'd say just straight up love. If you choose to go that route, once again, Venmo, Heart of Christ Ministry, PayPal, ShaunG04@gmail.com. We can do Apple Pay upon request if you choose to do that. Other than that, thank you for your kindness and generosity. Greatly appreciate you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will wrap up today's message, December 8th, 2020. This is Shaun Robert Grant signing off. You guys have been terrific. We'll talk soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Every dream begins with a vision that sees everything before anyone else ever can. A vision that ignites the endless power to make all your dreams come true.